All right, so here we are. We're on hands-on exercise. We're in our third sketching screencast, so we're going to do modifying sketches. If you click on the icon, you'll see the 6-slide deck that we have to try and accomplish. This should be pretty straightforward. So I have a new document opened up in Fusion. I can right-click and go New Component and name the component. It didn't work. Right click, new component. You have to click slow. Click on it once, click on it again, and then you can, oh, it didn't. Now it's fighting me. Escape. Right click, new component. Slowly double click. Highlight, delete, delete. So now we're going to go and call this modify sketch lesson 3, and you can add your name as a student so that we know whose is whose. So next step, we're going to go and create a sketch. I click on the view cube to select the top plane. That's just where I like to start working, and I click on my top plane. Zoom in a bit. First thing we're going to do is select a rectangle. Just drag it out and make it whatever size we want to make it. D for dimension, and we'll go with making first part 2 inches, and then we'll go D for dimension, and we'll make the next part 0.3. Perfect. So we jump back over to our slide deck, and this is what we want to try and accomplish. So we're going to look at modifying a sketch. So I've opened a new document, I've created a rectangle, and now I'm going to create a spline that goes from one corner to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots is what they've used in this example. So under sketch, click on spline. I make sure that I have it snapped to the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I make sure it snaps in the other corner. 5. Done. You could always afterwards drag and move and modify if you need to. Come back over here. Next slide. Trim away the geometry to make the sketch resemble the image as you see. So we want to go back to our sketch tab, and I think T is for trim, so if you want to use the shortcut, you can just type T on the keyboard. Trim away a line, trim away a line. Done. We got a trim put in place. Next thing we have is we're going to end up drawing a line down the middle. That's a construction line, and then we're going to use that as a mirror. So add an angled construction line. So we jump back into Fusion, and we want our angled construction line to come out here, say on a 45-degree angle. So we can probably just click L for line. And maybe we don't have to do quite that much angle. Let's just go something like that. Escape. Now, if you click on the line itself, up here you can see normal or construction. We're going to make it a construction line. So then it goes with all the little dots. We can minimize the sketch palette so that it's out of the way. Our next function, is we're going to use the sketch drop-down menu and select mirror, and we want to select the object that we're going to mirror. So we're going to click on these lines, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to select the line that we want to mirror on, which is our angled sketch line, and click OK. Now we have what could be kind of like scissors. What we have now is if you drag the straight edge at the bottom blade upward, does the angle between the scissor blades decrease? So drag the straight edge of the bottom blade upward, does the angle decrease? Come back over to Fusion. If I grab this, the angle stays the same because our mirror plane is what controls this object. So this is what our mirror is off of. So if I try to take this straight edge and move it, that can't change. If I take this guy, it still doesn't change. Our constraint for this is this mirror plane. So we'll just edit undo, and we'll go back and check the rest of our objects. So drag the straight edge of the bottom blade toward upward. Does the angle between change? If not, double check that the endpoint of the construction line is connected to the bottom right corner of the upper scissors. So you need to make sure that this construction line ends right here. And if I had drawn the construction line going in the opposite direction, it may have a different effect. But we're clicking on this straight edge, and nothing happens because this is our fixed model. This is what's mirrored off of that. So if I were to click on this guy and modify my lines, the whole thing switches and they both change in the exact same way. We don't want to do that though. If we click on this, we can stretch things out, bring them right back, and whatever we try to change on this happens automatically to the other one because it's just a mirror of it. So you guys can go through this exercise, create scissor blades, and then make sure you save modifying sketch lesson 3 and then add your first last name so that I know whose assignment is whose.